Have you struggled with GAD, which is generalized anxiety disorder? What about panic? A specific phobia, social anxiety disorder, agoraphobia, acute stress disorder, maybe PTSD, adjustment disorder with anxiety, major depressive disorder with anxious distress. Why am I asking you all this? Because I was reading in Genesis 32, and in verse 7, it says, "So Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed." And so I am also in school for Christian counseling, and I'm listening to a book, and he's bringing up some things about how the medical industry doesn't deal with the spiritual side of things, and as Christians we should be mindful of this. And so I just quickly chat GPT'd, if someone came to a medical professional and said that they were greatly afraid and distressed, what would the medical professional say? All of the things that I listed, with depression, with anxiety, with PTSD, all of those things that I listed were things that ChatGPT said a medical professional would say to Jacob. Please hear me. I do not mean to sound callous or uncaring, but if you have read in Genesis, then you know why Jacob was feeling distressed and greatly afraid. He had sinned against his brother. He had deceived his father. Had he trusted in the Lord, that God would have worked it out. But instead, he dealt with the situation fleshly. And now here he is. God is telling him to go home. And so he is fearful of the encounter with Esau. Let me pose this question, because it's a question I've had to ask myself. What the world may consider a mental disorder, is the Lord trying to heal it and trying to make it right? In chapter 32, we see that when Jacob had left from Laban, he went on his way, and angels of God met him, which was a reminder from the Lord, hey, you're not alone. I am with you. I'm sending my angels with you, which should have given Jacob some comfort. But listen, we all get caught up in being fearful. We can all get caught up in our feelings versus trusting what the Lord has told us. But in a world that is so full of information, as Christians, we need to be careful. I need to be careful that my source is not in the world, is not in a secular healing and a secular diagnosis, but it comes from the Word. Instead of running to a doctor for a diagnosis, maybe to cover up what maybe God is trying to reveal,